Hello guys and welcome to Thursday's vlog. Now, this has been a bit of a funny day today. I've had a lot of work in, but I've just not been able to record any of it because I've had a few people waiting while they've had jobs done. A couple of jobs I've had to do in my own free time. So yeah, this is the empty garage. Obviously that's my dad's car, which I've just been using here while he's been away. So yeah, what I've had in, I'll just show you. An Insignia, one of my pals' cars. He's certainly getting his money worth out of those pads. So there you go. Done that. That wasn't a great deal to record. Fitting a set of pads to a Vauxhall Insignia. But a few developments today. Number one, my Citroen ZX. I've got an indoor storage for up until the 1st of April. Proper indoor, an actual in-house garage, not an external garage. So basically it's a central heated garage for the ZX. So I'm actually going home now to help the guy clear a few things out of the garage, and it's going in. So the ZX is nicely off the road now until the 1st of April, so it'll be out of all the winter elements. Happy days, over the moon at that, because I have been desperate to get some indoor storage for that car over the winter. May not have it next winter because his tenancy might be up, but over the moon at that. So now I can forget about the ZX until the 1st of April, which I will be fitting some, I've got the two little axle bushes I was going to fit. They're like not full-on bushes, they're just like bump stops. That can wait until, obviously I'll probably take it out mid-March depending on weather, and just readjusting that timing belt again. But nothing's big deal, not really bothered. So happy days, and I've luckily been able to incorporate that into sorting this guy's car for him, doing the pads and that, and giving him a bit of money, because I actually priced it up. Do you know these storage containers? You're aware, like the big metal storage containers? The average price people are charging for those around this area are £40 a week. I actually rang up the guy and he went £40. I went, oh, that's good, because it's £40 for a council garage a month, thereabouts. And £40 a week for a metal container. Like, you've got to chew on putting in a car, to get a car in with chocks of wood and that. Oh, got to stuff that. So I'm not saying how much, because it's for me to know, and it's a private deal I've done between a friend. He actually lives in my street as well, so it's nice to be able to keep an eyeball on my car. Not that he would do anything, but just if I've seen anything dodgy going on, like the house next door, smoke coming out the window or something like that, I would know to get in there. So yeah, I've mentioned he's got kids and stuff, so I'm going to disconnect the battery to make it as safe as possible for parking naturally in an indoor house. It's actually the same as my house. You've seen it on a video, but you can see my garage has been converted. It's like basically the same house as mine on there. Couldn't have asked for anything better. I'm going away tomorrow. The only thing the video will show is tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, I'm taking the caravan. You've seen this video time and time again. I'll do a quick 2-minute walk around the site if there's not anybody there. When the caravan's set up, then I've got to get back to work for 11 o'clock. I've got 2 jobs in to check over. Once they have been checked over, I've got to pick my son up from school at 3 o'clock and then head back up to the caravan to enjoy my evening. So that's that. On the other note, the Jeep is sold. So anybody who was interested, I'm sorry, that went a family from right up past Scotland, top end of Scotland way, near Glasgow. The guy, I've showed him my channel to show him all the work I've done to it, to how genuine the Jeep is, and he was absolutely over the moon. His wife, I think, who's going to be using the car, were buzzing. And I'll tell you guys, if you're watching this, you're getting a bloody good car. And again, I'm sad to see it go, but I'm cutting the fleet down to sensible levels, because I'm saying when I get back from this trip with the caravan, I've decided this year, I don't know if I've said this before, I'm going to leave the caravan on the drive, because if I took the caravan to storage, the Mercedes would be stuck on the drive. The Mercedes takes up the same plot on my drive is the caravan, because the space that will be left behind the Mercedes is no use to nothing. So I may as well just have the caravan on there, and it's storage. Like I mentioned just before there, we don't have a garage, so it's handy to keep the odd little bit of low value stuff in there. Plus I can keep the dehumidifier in it, keep the electric running in it, just to keep on top of it over the winter. And the Mercedes can go up to my friend's place. I paid for the storage, and I'm going to leave the solar charger on the dashboard connected to the battery with the battery disconnected, just to keep it ticking over. And probably once every couple of months go up and check it and all the rest of it. So that's happy days for that. Like I've said, I've had the Jaguar X-Type in today. One of my viewers, forgive me if I come out with the wrong name here, Kevin with the Jaguar X-Type. Thank you very much. This guy travelled a long way just to come to see me, and I've sorted a few jobs on his car for him. Sorry I couldn't film it. I didn't want to have. He didn't want to be on film and stuff, and me and him have sorted the car out between us. So there has been a few jobs in today. My apologies. I couldn't have time. As you know, I'm running the garage on my own. My pal, who's just been getting these brakes done on the car, he even commented of, Dan, how many times does the phone ring? How many times do people come in? How do you get anything done? It's hard work. So what I've been doing a lot this week has been shutting them doors and getting on with work. But as you've seen with the L200s and stuff, a lot of it's been spraying and you need ventilation, so I can't. I know you could say I'm passing away a trade. I wouldn't show you the diary because that's people's personal information, but we are fully booked for the next 2 weeks to our maximum capacity. So I've actually had to turn work away this week, so it's been a good job I've had the door shut, because if I've missed anybody and they aren't regular customers, happy days. So I just thought I would leave that one there, guys. I'm actually going back now to get this ZX back into storage, and I'm down, believe it or not, once we're back from the caravan site, one car in use. Like I've said, the ML by the end of this month to save us paying 30 quid tax, that will be going up into storage, sound. The ZX into the garage, sound. That only leaves me the A6, which is going to be my daily car. So on my driveway, all I'm going to have is the caravan, the A6, a free space, and my partner parks a car across the road. So I'll have a free space to maybe fill a gap for a winter project. Nothing on the horizon yet, but I'm happy this way because it leaves me a space to have me permanent cars. The A6 is me daily, and a little bit of a space. So if something comes up that I can't resist, which all yous will be laughing there, Dan, we know what you're like. Yep, I know. So I'm liking it like this. I'm getting rid of the ZX, getting rid of the Jeep, getting rid of everything, all the other stuff that I've got away in storage in places which obviously I'm not going to divulge. So happy days. One car on the drive, caravan, one free space in front of me drive, and Holly Parks across the road. Happy days. What shall I buy next, people? Debating, getting a little cheap run off of the dogs, because as you know, the A6 has got a boot. So Holly's a lot more willing to use, if I need the estate car for the dogs on that day, she's more willing to use the A6 because it's a manual. She feels more comfortable driving a manual. So I'm not really going to be stuck at any point, because if I need an estate car, if I need to take the dogs anywhere, I'll use her car, she'll use my car. Happy days. But I wouldn't mind a cheap run out with cheap tax, because the A6 is still 30 quid a month tax. I still wouldn't mind a cheap 30 quid a tax a year car where I can just have that, like obviously a hatchback, just to put the dogs in, not nothing that's going to break the bank. And come the end of the winter into the spring, probably get rid of one of them, maybe the A6 or the whatever I buy. Who knows? I'm just not sure what I should do. What do you guys think? What would you like to see us buy? Ideally, it's going to have to be some kind of a small engine or a diesel. I don't want nothing with 300 quid tax, because at the minute, the ML's costing us 30 quid a month tax. The Jeep was costing us 30 quid a month tax. The A6 is 30 quid a month tax. And the ZX is cheaper tax, granted, is 14 or something, 15, 14 pound a month. Add all that up, 369, 1220, a bit more. Scraping nearly 150 quid a month tax. So what I would like is to get a 30 quid a year tax car, pay the 30 quid outright, obviously, and it's done, it's finished. It's the fact it's taxed, I can park it anywhere, leave it anywhere, not be bothered, preferably a diesel, because it's not got a valuable cat. Because what I was worried about, I can park my Mercedes ML or the Jeep in a lot of places where people have offered us, i.e. my grandma's house. She's got a lovely drive where I can park them, but it's on a very busy road where there's a lot of dicey people going by who will be under it in a matter of seconds, cutting the cats off. So for me, it would have to be a diesel, a hatchback, 30 quid a year tax, and I'll be quite happy. Not sure what's out there. I'm certainly not going to go looking. I'm just going to take whatever comes my way and go from there. So there we go. Rambled on for nearly 10 minutes. Sorry, I know this week's quite short anyway, so I filled up a bit of time. I'll catch you tomorrow when we get the caravan up to Morpeth, and like I say, I'm coming back to the garage for 11. Got 2 jobs to check. And and then probably by 3 o'clock get away and pick my son up and crack on. It's going to make things a bit awkward. I'll try and get it in and upload it here at the garage, because if I don't, I'm going to be up at the campsite by tea time. So there might be a bit of a delay, guys. It might actually be Tuesday or Monday, probably be Monday. But with it being the Queen's burial thing, whatever they're doing, I've been looking. It's a very poor time to upload anything, because everybody's going to be watching that, which means the YouTube figures have dropped massively. And I've seen some of the big people on YouTube actually saying this week has been the worst week for the revenue on the channel dropping, because nobody's watching YouTube, everybody's following what the Queen's doing, which is understandable. So I'm in a bit of a funny position there. I may upload this if I can on Friday, if it works. If not, it's probably going to be Tuesday, which I think will be a good day, because once that's over with, people will be getting a little bit back to normal. I don't know. Haven't got a clue, because we don't know what we're doing yet, because we've got Monday off and we're in the campsite. And from what I can gather, everywhere is closed. Not going to give a comment on that, people, because everybody has their own opinion and their own view. But from what I've heard from Greggs, McDonald's, Europart, Aldi, Asda, Morrison's, I don't know. I just there's going to be nowhere open. And naturally, you've got to remember, we've had this holiday booked for a long time. We wanted to go into the White House farm. We can't. We wanted to go for a meal. We probably can't. And you might think, oh, shut up, Dan. You're being selfish. The Queen's died. I didn't know that when I booked my holiday. And I've paid for this holiday. And it's my last day of my last holiday of the year. And I wanted to do something with the kids. So it's a bit of a funny one. Because the schools are off. So I've got both the kids. What can you do? Like, I mean, sit in the house and watch it on telly. That the kids aren't going to be interested in that. I'm not saying that they can't express an interest in it, but what are they going to do? What are we going to do? What do you do? What is everybody doing? I've heard there's thousands and thousands of people going down to London to pay respects, which is fine, but we're on holiday, and my holiday was booked before this happened. I've heard, sorry to ramble on here, I've heard, like, Pontins and Haven and, what's the other company? Forgot what they're called. They are actually asking people to leave the site on the Sunday night or the Monday morning. Which, what's your opinion? If these people have booked these holidays up with COVID and stuff, maybe 2 years ago or more, or a year ago, this has just been announced like that, out of the blue. And don't get us wrong, I ain't being disrespectful, not got a bad word to say about the Queen. But it's a bit of a funny one, what to do. I think the only thing we can do is make sure we get some food in on the Sunday and just stop on the little, it's not a proper site, like it's just like a little country site, you've seen it, and just hook the caravan up to the car, get everything dismantled, ready to go, just sit and have a barbecue and let the kids have a bit of play, and then just head home for about tea time, which is worrying us because it's bank holiday, everywhere's closed, everyone's off, everyone's going to be at home, and when our street is absolutely packed with cars, I can't get the caravan on the drive. If my neighbours park their car next to it, like on the road next to it, I can't get on. I cannot get on. I'm actually going to have to get Holly or me get out the car and knock on their doors and just say, would you mind to just move your car for 5 minutes while I put the caravan on the drive? And who knows, they might be having a drink. They might be, I think, are pubs open? I don't know. So Monday is going to be a very strange day, and I'm a little bit, what's the word, anxious. I'm a bit worried because when I get home, I've got a feeling that I'm going to be in a bit of a sticky position because the caravan's 7 metres plus, then there's the car. If everybody's parked up in the street, I can't park the caravan anywhere in our street, in our estate, without blocking people's driveways. I can't bring it to the garage because it'll just get vandalised. And if people aren't in or they're out or something, I'm not going to be able to get the caravan on the drive. So, bit concerned, but that's my problem, not yours. Sorry to ramble on. Anyways, I'm going to get home, get this ZX moved, and I'll catch you on tomorrow's vlog. Sorry for rambling on, guys, but what else can I do? I'm just going through my views, what's happening in my life. Never know simple for Dan. I can't even just have a weekend on a campsite, on a farm, without there being some kind of drama. So anyways, catch you soon. Bye. Right, hello, and as promised, welcome to Friday's vlog. This is what I've got to do the day. This is what's been planned in the diary, is get sorted for the caravan. So, just thought we'll do a quick walk round. First up, got these two going mad. They don't look it, but they're just desperate to get out the house. So, I'll shut the door. And just to show you what I've got hooked up, for once, I've got a free drive. As mentioned, the Jeep's sold. These ZX is in storage. The A6 is actually at my mum and dad's. I'm getting that this afternoon while they've been on holiday. So, caravan's ready to go. Just going to do a few walk around checks. Like I've mentioned about the path, guys, the main path all the way, that's a dead end right there, that's a dead end right there. So this piece of path for years, before I even moved here, it's been used for parking, just before anybody says anything. And where else am I supposed to park something that length anywhere to be away first thing in the morning? So, just a few quick walk around checks, obviously like the tyres. I hope a lot of people do this, not just jump into cars and straight away. I've checked all them pressures the day before. Obviously I need to readjust the mirrors. I'm going to clean them headlamps up a little bit with the new stuff I've getting. Of course, bird crap on it. Just going to check round. One thing I am going to do, that does look low, but it is just, I did check it, it's just the way it's positioned. One thing I do like to do, I put the hitch lock on, but I don't like towing with that on, just in case there's ever an emergency where you need to, for some reason, quickly get the caravan off the vehicle. I don't think it's a good idea, plus it rattles on, but still, there's been kids playing in the street. I like to check nothing's been interfered with, handbrake off, breakaway cable still connected, electric still in, jockey wheel still up in place. Nobody's attempted breaking into there, you just don't know these things. The windows never get opened on the caravan, just the sunroof. Just check all the water points. Check that the tyre's okay on the caravan. Again, it might sound stupid, but just check nothing's been rolled underneath, you just don't know. The water points, nobody's messed on with the legs. You just, it might sound over the top, but obviously no damage, nothing's caught it. I always like to check on these ones, but these are funny to lock sometimes. And they're tight, as they should be. My partner's just locked the caravan. I think I'll just check what's going on in there as well. And again, if you look with this Merc, even though the whole caravan is pointing down a bit of an incline, the rear suspension hardly even squats down at all on this. And this is what I keep saying, buy a purposeful vehicle to tow. I know not everybody's got the opportunities like me to do that, but it's now worse when you're seeing people towing like Astras and like just random estate cars, and the back ends are nearly touched. Basically what you want is the caravan, the line in the centre at the back should match the profile at the front, and that's what it does with this. Because you see a lot of them, they're bone right down in the middle. I mean, the bottom of the hitch on some of them are almost touching the back suspension on the cars down. The nose of the caravan at the front here is nearly catching everything, and the back's right up in the air. So that's why I like these proper purposeful 3.5 ton capacity with a 1800 kilogram caravan. It's not really working itself at all. I always like to check the motor movers aren't engaged, just in case I've forgotten. And just one last check inside before setting off. I mean, my partner's been on in there, but she doesn't really know about towing, so her version of the caravan being alright might not be mine. So there's my electric scooter. Again, if any of you aren't into towing, naturally this caravan's a single axle, which runs about there. So the heavy oil, if that needs moved, that's why I've come in to check, because I want that actually further back towards the axle. So in the front, just a couple of the kids' bikes, which is as near back as I can towards the axle. The heavier stuff here on the axle, they don't weigh nothing. What you don't want is any weight whatsoever in the back. There's a little bit in the back of this caravan. I'm going to move all this forward, but we put the majority of all the weight there. But this time we're going, I'll swing this around. As you know, we're going local to Morpeth. So this rare occasions when we go here, Holly takes her car as well, because she actually goes to work on the Sunday, because where she works and where this site is like almost walking distance. So a lot of the heavy stuff she just puts in the back of her estate car and takes it. There's no point in dragging it in the caravan or in my car, as much as it can carry this weight. When you've got a second car, not towing anything, excuse me, you might as well just use that. So yeah, that's everything set up in here. I was just going to show you in the bathroom, but I've realised I can't get into the step. See if I can move it forward a bit. Right, there we go. It's not a great deal in here. Just the water hog, a few bits and bobs in there. Like I said, all the food normally we're piloting here and on there, but we're leaving it all in the fridge because we'll be back here at tea time before going to the caravan site. So yeah, just that thing's a right pain in the arse actually, that water hog thing. For how much we use the tap and that, it is quite heavy as well, and I don't like it being at the back of the caravan. So before any of you caravan experts say anything, there's not really anywhere else to put it here without falling over, because we need to be able to get in this area to do that. But this caravan's been designed, and the way it has got quite a lot of weight in the back anyway, it's been compensated for the when they designed them. So that's it, guys. I'm just going to get locked up in here and get across the Morpeth, and I'll just do a quick walk around. Once we're there, once we're set up, if there's people there, I won't. I'll catch us back at the garage. I've got a Kia to check, possibly for a broken spring, and something else I think is coming in. But we'll see. We'll get sorted because I've got a lot to get on with today. Catch you soon, guys. Right, guys, that's we're set up. I'm speaking quietly because, as you know, we've been to this site a lot of times, and half the time we have the place to ourselves. We've been here on peak bank holidays, school holidays, and there's been 1 or 2 caravans. This random weekend in September, it's fully booked. Never seen it fully booked. Didn't go off to a good start because as soon as I got to the campsite, I'll swing it round. I pulled the car and the caravan up here, and some guy was waiting behind in a van. And obviously it's one big loop, so I just said, well, you know, I had the whole caravan hitched up here to get it up here. He was sitting waiting there, and I said, well, do you want to just turn round and go back? No, mate, I'll just wait. So I had to spin all the way around, go around, come back. Just, you know, you don't mind when somebody says they'll just wait, but in other words, that just means hurry up, and you can't really hurry up trying to get a caravan up, and that is quite an incline, believe it or not, with a motor move. It's pointless trying to reverse because there was all sorts everywhere, and you get wrong if you chew up the grass and stuff, so motor mover it was. So yeah, we're all set up. Bar that, things have gone great, but I've never ever seen it. I'll just do a quick walk round because I'm not sure who's in and who isn't. But obviously you can see there's a caravan there, ours, that one, there's one over there. Obviously I'll just give it a bit. Never seen it this busy before. You can see there's that one, this one, there's obviously the second one behind there. Obviously that one there, that looks like it's been there for a while. They've got little lights up and stuff. Our bench is still there that we put last time. So yeah, nice to see. Nice to have some neighbours, but let's just hope they're going to be happy enough when they get the 2 mad dogs and the 2 mad kids here, because there'll be no more peace. So yeah, that's what's set up. I just we're not bothering with the awning. Obviously got the water up and running, got my stuff hidden away, like the mess out of the way. Got the hitch cover and the hitch lock on. Outdoor fridge, this thing's fantastic. I don't know if I've showed you guys this or not on a previous video, but the fridge in the caravan's crap. I've bought this and it'll be ice cold within seconds. Of course in there I've got my 4 cans of San Miguel for when I'm finished. Obviously electric's hooked up. I've locked the caravan so I can't show you in there, but it's a great little site this here. So you've got all that space over there for the kids to play, a little bench here, and obviously all this is your pitch from there up to there, so you can park 2 cars, 3 cars if you wanted, maybe 4, who knows. This bit of green, then you've got the park up there. So yeah, I'll catch you when I get back to the garage. The reason why I'm speaking quietly is just I don't know if anyone's asleep, so I'm just keeping things down. So I'm going to go home now, park the ML up at home, bring the A6 back off my parents' drive, walk to work, bring my dad's car back from work when I'm finished later on this afternoon, park that on his drive ready for getting back from holidays, pick Charlie up from school, back here tonight to have sort tea. We're not sure what we're doing yet. Was going to do a barbecue, but as you know, the nights are cutting in bloody quick, so by the time we get turned round and sort the night, I think it's going to be getting dark. And I've got a little plan what I'm going to do. Obviously, as you can see on the caravan, that's the only light. I've upgraded it to LED, but it's not fab. And here, as I've shown you, you are in the middle of nowhere, countryside. It is absolutely pitch black here at night times. So what I find it difficult is we usually leave the dogs out until last thing, and when we sometimes want to cook something outside, it's pitch black, and we haven't got nothing really. So what I have got at the garage, I don't know if any of you guys have seen these things, what you put on car bonnets when you're working on them. So when you've got the bonnet up, you might have seen them at the garage, and they're attached to the bonnet, and it's just like a fluorescent tube that shines down. I want to bring one of them from work, and I'm just simply going to, because obviously we've got the electric down there, the plug. I'm just simply going to plug it in so it's kept dry and actually just put it underneath. Just lie it flat on the floor. It's waterproof and dustproof. It's meant to be in a garage. And just lie it flat under there and plug it in. And I think that'll do the trick. I've got a halogen one, but that's going to push the electrics a little bit too far in the caravan, and it's hot. I don't want to do anything like that. So I'm going to just use that just to provide a little bit of kind of surface light, just where the dogs are and around the fridge. I think that's quite a good idea, guys. It's not what it was intended for, but certainly something I'm going to give a go. So like I mentioned, I'm going to get back to home now, get sorted, and I'll get back to you when I'm at the garage. I want to start getting this video edited and hopefully use the Wi-Fi at the garage to get it uploaded so it goes live tonight. Catch you soon, guys. Right, guys, I'm back at the garage, and do you know what it is? I'm going to crack on, plug my phone into the 5-watt charger, get the video edited, and then start getting it uploaded. And I might stand a small chance of getting this uploaded either in 1 part or 2 part. I'm not sure how long it's gone up to now for over the weekend. I just wanted to show you quickly while I'm here what I was talking about at the caravan. It's one of these, which I've got 2 of. They're just a fluorescent tube, so they don't put load on the caravan's electrical system. They don't have blinding, piercing light like what a spot lamp would, or the halogen ones, which are high powered. So with this, as you can see, it's all properly insulated. I'm going to give it a good clean up. And do you know what it is? It may actually become, if it's alright with my dad, because we have two. We rarely actually use 2. Very, very rarely. In fact, rarely even ever use 1. I'm going to clean this one up, and it may become permanently part of the caravan equipment. It's just, like I said, even in the middle of summer, like when we were Berwick the other week, we were trying to cook something outside. And do you know what I was using? I was using the headlamp on my scooter to be able to cook some, I don't know what I was cooking, I was doing something. So that is great because it's just a flat object, so it'll stay under the caravan. It's pretty well insulated. It's not blinding light, but it gives enough light to, what's the word that these have? They're like everywhere in the garage, you know? So, yeah, going to spend a bit of time cleaning this up properly because it's got oil and God knows what on it that I do not want in the caravan. And I think, between me and my dad, we've just come up with a good plan there. There's a lot of stuff, you know, when you're buying it for a caravan or a car or a house, whatever it may be. And people tend to go, right, I want a light for the awning or the caravan. So let's type in caravan awning lamp or caravan outdoor lamp or outdoor lamp. And then you're looking at gardening stuff. And sometimes it's the weirdest of things, like from a garage. Like, again, like the impact wrench, like what used to call a windy gun on the air compressor, like these new impact drivers. I just got a cheap one of them from Lidl's, and it does for winding me legs down on the caravan up and down. I think I've showed you that before. There's so many things that, you know, you don't think would work, but it does work. Like the slow cooker. I never ever thought of taking the slow cooker in the caravan, and it's absolutely marvellous. Best invention ever for the caravans. So yeah, just thought I'd show you that. Let us know what you think. Sorry about any doom and gloom this week. Sorry about ranting on this week, guys. But at the end of the day, the channel is here for debate. The channel is here for discussion. You know, I'm not going to go down anybody's throat. If you don't agree with what I do, say it in a nice way. Otherwise, I'll not say it in a nice way back. I am quite outspoken. I won't have somebody speak to me like a piece of shit and just go, okay, sir, back. I'll either just hit the block button or you'll get it hard as you give me. It's simple as that. But, you know, it's all about discussion. I clearly agree that not everybody agrees on the same thing. The world would be a very boring place if everybody agreed on the same thing. I have a Facebook page, as I've mentioned 100 times. I've got a Facebook page, Cardiff Garage Northeast. Go on there. It's a bit easier to have discussions. It's more instant, like with the comments on Facebook. It's a lot easier to deal with than the ones on YouTube. But still keep the YouTube stuff because that's what keeps it going. But we had a bit of discussion last night. I put a picture on of me Citroen ZX, garage tucked away for the winter in the garage. And a couple of people just basically said, oh, I don't agree with that. I think cars should be used. I agree with that too, but I disagree with it at the same time. And we had a bit of a back and forward banter. And it's nice. Like, one of the guys like kind of apologised. Said, I'm not meaning to be funny. I'm like, no, mate, like, you're not being offensive. You're just saying your point of view that you think that car should be used through the winter and not garaged away. That's totally fair enough. I have no issue with that. I totally agree with that, actually. This ZX is the first car I have ever garaged over the winter. I had one car, my Nissan Sunny Pulsar, which I put in my garage at my flat, but it was an outdoor garage and it was more damp and not suitable than what was really kind of worth it. And I must admit, it probably would have been better outside, but this garage that I've put it in is the same as my house, but my garage has been converted. It's an internal garage, so the car is basically in the guy's kitchen / living room. So it's a bit of a weird one to explain. Sorry I got stopped there. I would have liked to have filmed that. I've had a McGann in for a pre-MOT and the bottom ball joints and trackward ends were practically falling off. The front wheels were like supermarket trolleys like that. Scary, these Reynolds, how bad, really bad and dangerous they get for ball joints. Anyways, that's why I had to stop. So yeah, basically my ZX is basically parked. The way like my house is, the garage comes right into the house. So to one side of the car is the wall that leads to the kitchen. The front of the car, basically the back bumper is less than 15 centimetres from the guy's sofa in the sitting room. That's how it works. So it's a heated, dry storage. So don't worry. There was a few people like saying about, oh, don't get us wrong. Like I've said, everybody's due an opinion. But I've never garaged a car before. I've been offered this for next to nothing. I've done a job for the guy on his car, plus I've given him a bit of money. He didn't want the money, but I've forced it in his hand to even just give his kids. So I thought, well, yeah, mainly because the car would be in my way. I've getting sorted a little bit at the house, so now I'm actually only just down to the A6 and the ML, but once the caravan's on the drive, the ML's going to storage, so I'll only have the A6. But like I was saying to the people, a few of the guys and that who were commenting on it, why would I keep the ZX on the road anyways? On a -degree day, I want to jump in the A6 with the Webasto diesel heater, so it's warm up straight away. It warms up before if I program it to. Heated a 9-stage heated seat, a really good crash rating, a big cruiser. It's not quattro, but all right in the snow. Maybe the ZX with skinny tyres theoretically could be better, but I know one thing: when I'm driving around on those horrible cold nights, I'd rather be in a nice big barge, which is secure, plenty of airbags, good brakes, heated seats, good heater, all the rest of it, good lights, than getting into the 30-year-old Citroen ZX and struggling my way through with poor lighting, I'm saying poor for the time, and just wrecking it. Because like I say, I have many different cars, so I would, if I used it out in the salt, it would stand for upwards. It stood at the moment for 2 weeks and not used, and it would get eaten and eaten and eaten and eaten away by the salt. So you guys tell me, what would be the point in me running the ZX over the winter? There is no point. I have no use for it other than taking it to car shows and having a bit fun on a nice day with my son, take him out for a drive. It costs us not a lot of money, and I just think it's nice to put it away. The same way as if I had a nice new shirt, I wouldn't wear it to come here. It's like saying, well, if you've got a nice new shirt, wear it all the time. It's like, well, no. I've got a nice 30-year-old car. I want to preserve it for the winter. I mean, some people take it to the extremes where they put blankets over their cars. They actually put heating into a room that hasn't got heating. One guy was seen at a show. He puts tape all over his car. To drive it to the show. Takes it all off, then retapes it off to drive back. Or people who trailer their cars to a show. Come on, if you've got a car, you want to drive it. You want to have the experience of driving it to a show. Now that, to me, is borderline too far. But putting my car in the garage for the winter, when I've got something like the A6, I like it, but I'm not passionate about it. So I'm happy to use it through the winter. So why, I don't get, if the A6 blows up, there's thousands and millions of them out there to replace it, or rusts too badly. If I use the ZX through the winter and hammer it with the salt, there's not another ZX out there like it. There'll be some, but I don't think there'll be many ones like mine, which I like about it. I like the spec, I like the colour, I like the engine, I like everything about it. I wouldn't change a single thing about it. So that's how, people are trying to put it across to people, that's how these cars have survived. They're not, this ZX of mine isn't here through being used every winter. It's as simple as that. It's here because it's spent most of its life down in London. It's been garaged It has stood quite a bit of time outside because I've spoke to the previous keeper. But the main reason any car is better than another is because it's either being garaged, not used in the winter, or correctly maintained and kept away from the salt. If you think you've got a nice car that you really like, to run it through the winter, I know you're technically using it for its purpose to use it, because that's what a car's for, but you ain't doing it no favours. You ain't doing it no favours at all. No matter what protection you've got underneath, no matter how well you jet wash it and look after it, it will degrade over the winter in the salt, because it's already done 30 years of its life. I.e., if you're talking about a car my age, and what I've got an L reg, if it's older, you're talking even longer. You know, like a winter to that car, that's an 11 plate, that's an 11 plate, is fine. But when a car's reached 30 years, even if they're in a good condition, they've done 30 years graft. They've existed for 30 years. So I personally think, and I disagree with any point anybody says, if you're passionate about a particular vehicle and you want to use it over the winter, you're not properly passionate about it. I'd worked in this garage and the other one we used to have all my adult life, all my child life. I grew up from when I was my son's age, working on cars, being involved with cars. I'm an MOT tester, I'm a qualified mechanic, NVQ level 3, I've done everything. I know, I work on cars every day, and I tell you, I see how much cars degrade from one year to another. Every single day, every year, over and over again. I'm coming up 34, and since all my adult life, I have witnessed cars that get looked after and not used in the winter compared to the ones that do, of all different makes, models, types and ages. And I tell you now, 100%, using your car through the winter, especially if it's a classic, isn't doing it any good. Yes, you're using it, but there you go. That's my point I'm putting across. I would sooner get something cheap and cheerful like the A6 that I'm not hugely passionate about. I like it, I really like it, but I'm not hugely passionate about it, and I'm happy to use that through the winter. Where the ZX, I'm too passionate about it to use it through the winter. Plus I have other cars, so I don't need to. So we're going around circles. I've just wanted to put that through, but no, nobody's offended is what they've said. You know who you are if you're watching it. I'm perfectly happy, because the whole point of this channel is about debates. As long as everybody's nice and reasonable about it, that's what it's here for, to have discussions and debates. I would like to do a live feed where I can talk to everybody and they can ask me questions and I can answer them, things like that. That would be really good. But anyways, I'll leave this here. I'm going to try and get this uploaded, try and get me dinner. I've had another emergency breakdown, two actually. One is this Qashqai. Is that switched over or not? Is that Qashqai where the handbrake shoes inside of the brake discs, there were a drum inside of a disc. That, luckily the lady has been, even though she's a new customer, very, very helpful, and she's left it with from today on Friday all next week. So that's going to be left all next week. Told that it might not even be done by Friday, and she's more than happy, because I am massively overbooked. And then, just about to finish off, and the landlord rings me up with the Jag S-Type, you've seen it? Problem with a starter motor. The last thing I need is a starter motor on something like that. Anybody else, I would have just said, definitely not. But he was more assertive, and he was more like, I am bringing it down. And I'm like, I can't. We're massively fully booked next week. And I've been trying to ring my dad, I can't get through to him. So he's bringing that here. So my dad's going to have a lovely surprise when he gets back from his holidays. And we're fully booked to the max. 2 big vans in next week, Sprinter van and Transit. This Qashqai left, a Jag S-Type. Honestly, guys, I'm done. I'm ready for me break. There ain't no break when I've got the 2 kids. But I'll be glad to get back to the caravan tonight, get the kids to sleep. It's too cold to sit outside and we're not putting the awning up, so probably just go to bed. Go to bed and hope the internet works okay and try and watch some TV while stuff's falling off. So I'm gonna get on and clean that lamp up and wait for this jack to be dropped off, and I'm away. I'm done, guys. I hope you all have a good weekend. Probably quite boring me rambling on this week. If you didn't like it, just tell us, but I'll catch you on next week's vlog. Please, if you've enjoyed it, hit the like button, leave a comment. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe, and remember what I said about the buy me a coffee thing. See if it works. It'll be on the description of all these new videos. Let us know, see how it works. Thank you very much. Catch you next time.